Okay, so today we are going to just review radians and degrees. I don't think that we ever went over how to convert from degrees to radians and from radians to degrees. I'm going to post this sheet on Schoology. So if you have a printer, you can print it out. If not, you can just, write this down. There's not a bunch of things to write. So to go from degrees to radians, we're going to multiply times pi over 180. If you have a calculator, you can just simplify that. 315 divided by 180, and that would give you 7 pi over 4. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to draw a sketch of where 7 pi over 4 is. Remember that we start right here at our initial side, and that we're going to rotate counterclockwise. So that would be 90, 180, 270, and then we would have to rotate another 45 degrees to get to 315. So we'd end up right there in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so we are in the fourth quadrant, and our reference angle. So remember, the reference angle is the angle the terminal side of your angle makes with the x-axis. So it's this angle right here, which would be 45 degrees. Now you can also use this little table right here to help you if you want to see it that way. And none of this, you will need to know all of these three things for your quiz. So when we are going from radians to degrees, so from radians to degrees, we multiply times 180 over pi, okay? Our pi's would cancel out. We can simplify here. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 180 divided by 6 is 30. 5 times 30 is 150 degrees. Next, we are just going to sketch this graph. So that would be, starting with our initial side, that would be 90. And now we're not going all the way to 180. We're going to stop 30 degrees shy of 180. And that is a 150 degree rotation. Remember, we can see this is in the second quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reference angle is the angle made with the terminal side and our x-axis. So that would be this angle right here, and that would be a 30 degree reference angle. Okay, we can skip number 3, and let's look at number 4. On number 4, from radians to degrees, we multiply times, let's look, radians to degrees is 180 over pi. So times 180 over pi. We can cancel out the pi's. We can simplify the 4 and the 180. So that would be 45. And 9 times 45 would give you 405 degrees. So we're rotating, and we're rotating over 360. So that means we're going to do one full 360. If we subtract 360 degrees here, that would give us 45 degrees. So then we're going to rotate an additional 45 degrees. We are ending up in the first quadrant, and our reference angle is the angle made with the terminal side and our initial side. It's an acute angle, and that's going to give us here 45 degrees. Okay, so the next thing is we are going to go from 180 degrees to radians, and from degrees to radians, it's times pi over 180. Okay, so trying to keep this where y'all can see it. Times pi over 180. The 180s cancel, and that just leaves us with pi radians. Okay, so if we're rotating 180 degrees, that's 90, 180 degrees, okay? We are not on in a quadrant, we are actually on the x-axis. And that is a 0 degree reference angle because we're 0 degrees from the x-axis. So same with negative angles, since this is in radians. To go from radians to degrees, we multiply by 180 divided by pi. So times 180 over pi. The pi's cancel out. Divide by 6 and we get 30, so that's a negative 150 degree rotation. So when we're drawing that here, negative 150 degrees would be this way, 90, and not all the way to 180, 30 degrees short. We are in the third quadrant, and that is a 30 degree reference angle. I think that is enough to get you guys going. So, because we have already done all of these. So what I would like for you guys to work on today is a few practice problems. I would like for you to work on number 10, number 11, number 12, and number 13, okay? So those are the only 4 problems you guys have to do, number 10, 11, 12, and 13. Remember, I'm not taking this up, but you will need to know it for your quiz, which is on Thursday.